Ho fellas, PV2 Smurf here. Today I'm going to be doing a couple odd and end things to my trailer here. The trailer originally was a boat trailer, as you can tell by the V located there, and as well as the overall look. One solid way I can honestly tell you to be able to recognize a trailer that has been from a boat is by the axle location. As you back up from a trailer, see the side. As you can tell, the axles are pushed back farther than on a regular normal utility built trailer. It's a surefire way to tell. Bought the trailer as a boat trailer. I'll flash a couple pictures up here. Converted it over. It's not perfect, but I wasn't done with it. I had to hurry and rush to get the job done to get some things accomplished. So today I'm just going to go through and do some odd and end stuff. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Let's do it. Hey fellas, PV2 Smurf here. PV2 Smurf here. PV2 Smurf here. Oh fellas, PV2 Smurf here. Let's get to work. Alright fellas, first thing I want to address is the fender wells. I know the tires and the wheels are not the factory ones that come with this trailer when it was bought new, but these were upgraded prior to me receiving it. As you can tell, the fenders don't stick out far enough, and so that's the first thing that we're going to do. We are fortunate that the person who put these on apparently was not a welder and they actually bolted them on, which they do have spots on them to be able to run a bolt through it and move them as needed. Right here on the back side, you can see the two spots that are located there and there. So all I'm going to do is unbolt these bolts and I'm going to move this out. For future reference, if you're going to take time to modify a trailer, please use the same size bolts.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel, shining bright out here for days. I just can't seem to walk a straight line.
Yeah, I think these kind of had to lick.
Keep getting lost, so lost along the way.
Ho fellas, PV2 Smurf here today. Just doing a couple odd and end things. I'm going to change the format of my videos just a little bit because I'm not really getting a big response. Buster project. I'm going to try to make sure I find something entertaining for you all to watch and realize some things I watch different than also. We're just going to go from there today. We're inside basically because it's really, really hot outside. I think the temperature is somewhere around, I don't know, 92 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's also around, I don't know, 90-some% humidity. I know some of y'all might laugh, but oh, it's a lot hotter. Yeah, I understand. The humidity's probably a lot worse than you are, but for me, it's pretty dang hot. So, what I'm going to do is, I guess, just put y'all up, just kind of give y'all a little bit of what I'm doing and go from there. So, let's do it. First thing I'm going to be doing, I do some grinding today, so. So while I was at it, go and do some preventive maintenance on my grinder, check all this stuff out, make sure it's good. Bought me some new disc. Last time by accident, I accidentally bought 4-inch disc. Apparently it's 4.5 inch, won't work. How do I know? Because the diameter on the middle right here, different sizes, so we're going to change that out. Other thing we're doing is my welder, so I'll be doing welding. Tip that I originally bought was 0.35 that goes on the end of my welder. For looking at the spool, I realized that's actually 0.3, so we're going to change that out so that way we know. I'm sorry, 0.03. The one in it is 0.035, so we're going to change that out. Good preventive maintenance. Odd and end things. Whenever I'm welding, especially outside, I like to be accessible to a water hose in case there's an issue, a leak. Put my new water hose in. So, just preventing stuff like that. While we're at it, might as well check the leads on the welder, especially the ground. Had some issues lately where it's just been kind of splattering instead of actually, you know, welding. So, Toby volunteered to help. I know the chance of having these off again is slim, but it's just a habit. So now hopefully when I put this on here, it should just ease on there. Well, of course, when it starts, a little stiff. The other one cleaned up really good. Now I'm going to do is sand this side down, get on this contact point here and sand it really well. Now I'm going to use is just a bit and my cordless drill. Wedge me a socket in here, just kind of hold that open a little bit. All I'm going to do is just take this wire wheel, I'm going to file this down here. I did chase those threads, I already showed you that. So that way we get a good connection point. Pretty important, especially when you don't want crappy welds, so. See there already, a little shiny. See there? Now, honestly, at this exact moment as I thread this nut on here, I'm really glad I chased them threads. So that's it for today on the odd and end thing. So we'll see you tomorrow. Big milliseconds for you, but quite a bit for me. Back at it again today. Weather's been pretty bad. Rain and it's been extremely hot and humid. And shoot, Lord God. It was good for paint because the paint to adhere pretty well, dry pretty quick, cure properly. So now I'm getting to some other things on this trailer. One thing specifically is that constantly I'm having to remove the ramps and put them back on and deal with all that every single time, or I have to lay them on the actual floor of the trailer and then strap them down all the time. And I didn't want to have to do that because it's just aggravating. That's an extra ratchet strap I got to use, yada yada, worry about bouncing off, whatever. So I decided, well, I'm going to make something that will hold my ramps. And so this is kind of the idea that I come up with. So the ramps are just something I bought at Harbor Freight. As you can see, the ramps, they just kind of they'll set perfectly right there, and they'll run all the way up through there. So what I'm going to do is, I've actually cut me some plates. I'm going to get the plate, I'm going to drill here. I'm going to drill me another one right there on the bottom. And then I'm just going to put that plate in between these ramps right here. Now, do I care that it sticks out like this? Not really, no. I can turn the ramp around the other way, which I probably will. So that way, whenever I'm going over some kind of bump, I don't have to worry about it dragging the ground. I cut me a piece of flat here. Don't ask me why, but I only painted one side. I know it doesn't match the trailer, but that's color paint we have on hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole here, drill a hole here. All right, so here's the part numbers. Clevis pin and Lynch pin. I picked these up. They don't make any of these that actually fit inside here. So my plan was to take this and drill it and weld it into the trailer. So that way the pin holes stick out. Stick that in, because I really hate trying to grab one of those pins with your finger and trying to pull it out, especially if it's cold outside, your hands are cold or whatever, or it's just too small. So I thought, well, this will work. Plus this is spring loaded, as you can see. So this looks plenty big enough to be able to pull out. That's my plans. Drill a hole in this, hole in that. Run these through the frame, so this will set on the frame. Then I can just put a pin in it. So the way this will ultimately work out, I'll show you. So ultimately, I'll have that pin, I'll have this clevis pin actually come through right there, as well as a hole. Then I'll have one on the bottom right there. And then all I'll do is I'll take it and I'll just drill, and then I'll weld those pins in there, and then I won't have any worries about it. Be able to pull it out. My plan is to scoot this over to where it catches the side of this ramp here, so that way the ramp doesn't rattle here. And then I'm probably going to do the same for the front up there, so that way it doesn't hit on that. I do realize that the axle is going to move once I put weight on it, and it may push it down. It may make contact. If it does, then I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But when this was originally welded on, as you can see, the weld come loose on that cross brace there. So I'm going to re-brace that, so that'll keep it up as far as it can go. But hopefully the axle doesn't make contact with it. As you can see, there's a fair amount of room in between there, so I shouldn't have to worry about it. And if I do, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. If anybody else got any better ideas or plans or whatever, I'll be more than welcome to hear them in the comments below. If you think, hey man, I had to do something like this before, this is what you should do, well, tell me about it. Let's see if we can implement it. Maybe it's a good fix for the future. Till then, here we go. Let's get to work. I managed to locate my step bit, and if you ain't got no tape handy, a zip tie, just so you know, it worked just fine. 1/8 inch on the bottom, marked it. Hey! And that's exactly what we're looking for. I run these pins in the trailer, weld them in so I don't worry about them moving. I leave space in the event that I have to go back and cut them out, punch them out with a punch. That's what I'm looking for. These will slide down in between the ramps. This will hold them in place. I'll just rinse and repeat for the other side, fellas. Alright, fellas, just like that, got me a ramp holder. Look over the paint. I'm going to finish painting the rest of this. That's what we got. Looked out pretty nice, especially with scrap pieces I had. I was able to use them, didn't have to buy anything. That's the best fix. Cheap, easy, already had. Best kind of fix. Well, I guess that's going to be it for today. As always, fellas, remember, your rig, your call.